Hi, I am a recent university graduate. Like many others, I also had a hard time deciding on my educational pathway and career choices. So today, I just want to share with you how I made my decisions and what are some of my regrets. And hopefully, maybe my experience can help you to think through your decisions better. Of course, don't just take my words. Do remember to do your own research and get more information before making a well thought through decision. So a little background on myself. I went to an IP secondary school. I scored 7 A's for my A-levels and went on to NTU to study biological sciences and graduated with a first-class honors. I then went on to work in the research field and now I am back to school to do my master's. As an IP school student, I did not take O-levels, but I still had to choose my subject combination in secondary 3. Based on my results, it was quite obvious that I fared better in the sciences. For me, it is a trend that I usually score better in the subjects that I'm interested in because I'm willing to put in more effort to study the subjects that I like and tend to put in only minimal effort for subjects that I dislike. So back then, I did well in biology and chemistry, but I was struggling really hard with physics. So it was a rather quick decision for me that I would definitely be taking biology and chemistry. However, I also had the option of taking triple science if I wanted to. And this is where I had to make a really big decision. Should I take on the challenge of taking triple science? At that point in time, I heard that some of the university courses, like engineering, would actually require minimally O-level physics for enrollment. Hence, if I were to drop physics, then I would be shutting doors to these courses. At an age where I was not sure what I would eventually be interested in as my future career, I thought it would be best that I take on triple science just in case, And I thought that I would be able to handle the extra subject load well, as I had been doing well in secondary 1 and 2. I also felt that perhaps if I put in more effort in studying for physics, I might actually just do well in it. Hence, I ended up taking triple science with English literature. But looking back, I do regret taking triple science. I really should have just dropped physics early on. I struggled a lot with physics in secondary 3 and 4, and it was to the point where I really hated physics lessons. Although I did put in more effort to study physics, I barely passed the exams. I realized that it was not worth it to force myself to take on a subject that I really had no interest in and struggled to understand. The difficulty I faced in learning secondary level physics also meant that it would be highly unlikely for me to be able to do well in university courses that would actually require higher level of physics knowledge and application. Another bad decision I made was to take on English literature as a humanities component of my subject combination. The reason why I took English literature was because I thought that I would do well in it since I enjoy reading. However, it turns out that English literature was really different from what I thought it would be like. It was a huge mistake on my part for not finding out what the subject really entails before choosing. I thought that we would just be reading books and perhaps write essays on what we feel about the text, like a review of a book. Little did I know that we would have to read deeper into the meanings of the text and analyze the tone, the writing style, and relate it to our own experiences. For me, some of the readings we came across were way too abstract. I really couldn't understand or even guess what the author's intentions were. So my advice is to choose subjects that you are truly interested in and do make sure to find out what the subject's course content is like before you choose. Ask around seniors who are taking the subject if you could take a look at their course material. Ask them about how the lessons and the exams are like. Moving on to the A-levels, as you can already tell from the subjects that I chose in secondary school, I naturally continued to take biology and chemistry for A-levels as I did well in these subjects. However, because of my bad experience with English literature, I decided to choose a different humanities subject. This time, I chose econs. The reason why I chose econs was because I felt that it was a more general subject with content that I could possibly relate to in my life for example the demand and supply concept, so this would probably be easier for me to understand and score well in. Another reason was that based on the past statistics of the A-level results for my school, the percentage of students scoring A for econs was quite high, and this meant that statistically wise, I would stand a high chance of scoring well if I took econs. Of course, I'm not saying that you should choose your subject combination based on the past performance of your school. I'm just suggesting that you should consider these statistics, because it may mean that your school's teachers may be better at teaching these subjects. The priority is definitely to choose the subjects that you are already doing well in and subjects that you are interested in. I would say that my subject combination is one of the most common ones that students tend to take, and hence I would be eligible for most university courses. However, if you do wish to choose the rarer subject combinations, you may want to attend a university open houses to know more about the subject requirements for enrollment into the courses that you may be interested in. In addition, it is always good to find out earlier what are the minimum grades required for enrollment into your desired university course so that you can start working hard towards this goal early on. It helps if you have a goal in mind so that your teachers can also know how they can help you to achieve your goal. After getting my A-level results, I contemplated for a long time on what I wanted to study. Many people around me encouraged me to take the top popular courses such as computer science, law, or medicine, as I had such great results. However, I wasn't interested in computer science and thought that programming was too hard for me. I also had the impression that lawyers had to be extroverted and great at talking and debating, which was not very suitable for me as I'm introverted and not good at presenting, hence I did not try applying. However, I did try to apply for medicine at both NTU and NUS, but I did not get selected after going through the interviews, and this was probably because the interviewers could tell that I was not sure of my interest in medicine. I also want to caution you to think carefully before you decide to go into medicine. You will have to take on long shift hours and be responsible for others' lives. I placed biological sciences or life sciences as my second choice for NTU and NUS, as biology was my favorite subject. I did not apply for SMU as I thought that I wouldn't survive their teaching pedagogy, as I'm introverted and really dislike having to do class part or frequent presentations. Many people tried to discourage me from taking biological sciences due to the poor career prospects. However, I went ahead with this decision as I knew that I only do well in courses that I'm interested in. If I chose another course which has better career prospects but have little interest in, I would probably not want to put in effort to study, which would not benefit me either. Hence, I think that while career prospect is important, interest is also critical as you need the motivation to help you persevere and stay on your chosen career path. It is also important that you do not just assume that a certain course has bad career prospects just because everybody says so, or that there is only one career path for the course. Do some research and ask people in that course what are the career pathways that they can choose. You may often find that there are more career options than expected. However, on hindsight, I do think that it would have been better if I chose bioinformatics or computational biology instead, because for biological sciences or life sciences, you learn mostly theoretical knowledge and some web lab skills. However, a lot of the experiment data that we analyze in research is increasingly using advanced computational methods that require some programming skills. Hence, I think it would have been useful to learn basic programming skills for data analysis in the biological context. For me, I had to choose between NTU Biological Science and NUS Life Science. I eventually chose NTU based on several considerations. Firstly, I was offered a scholarship from NTU, hence for the financial considerations wise, NTU would be a better choice. Secondly, I also felt that given NTU have a smaller cohort, there may be more opportunities for me and less competition. I don't know how true this is, but I did get a lot of opportunities for lab attachments. And also getting hall placements at NTU is less competitive compared to NUS, In fact, year 1 students are guaranteed hall once you apply. For me, I felt that it was important to have hall to cut down on the travelling time. I would advise that you compare the curriculum of similar courses for different universities and research on what are the different opportunities they offer. I also took on a second major in medicinal chemistry as I thought it could increase my employability. However, I do regret taking this second major as it was not really helpful. Even though I can be considered for roles requiring chemistry degree, chemistry graduates would still be preferred as the chemistry knowledge we learn is really insufficient since it's just a second major. Although I did enjoy the chemistry modules, having to take extra load made my schedule really busy for some semesters. Hence, I do want to advise that you pick something that is really useful for your second major if you really want to do it, and consider if you are able to handle the curriculum. In fact, it might be better if you just take a single major and spend the extra time that you have doing part-time internships. On a side note, I would just like to briefly mention about applying for scholarships and getting referral letters. If you would like to apply for scholarships, do start your applications early as you will need to write essays and get referral letters from your teachers and prepare for interviews. It is important that you decide on the number of applications you'll be submitting and inform your teachers who you are requesting the referral letters from early on so that they can prepare the letters and submit them on time. You have to keep in mind that your teachers are not just writing for you, but also for your other classmates. Hence, it would be great if you could also come up with a few points that you would like your teachers to emphasize on so that they can write a better referral letter for you as well. It is best that you choose the teachers that know you very well. And one important note is that if you are applying to many places, do ask your teachers if they mind submitting that many letters for you. In addition, do also think through before accepting bonded scholarships, especially if you are still uncertain of your career choice. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be working on a series of videos to share my studying tips for each A-level subjects, general studying habits and preparations for exams, as well as my uni life. Do subscribe and look out for the upcoming videos if you are interested in any of these topics.